Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another filming stories, actually. It's been a while, I think, since we've done a filming stories. I try to space them out as much as possible just because, I only have so many stories. I also just, lately, if you've been noticing just kind of the lack of content lately, just, been busy, but also just been kind of, needing some me time, to say the least. So I've just been kind of not wanting to look at my editing software for a little bit. So sometimes you just need to unplug. But also, if I seem a little distracted, that's just because I have to go do something real quick before I pick up my brother. So I'm just kind of in the midst of doing things, but I figured just to tell a funny story, because at this point I pretty much have said a lot. There's not a lot more that's happened filming wise, like in terms of just like film production work or any like just stuff that I did, or like with like what have you, friends. There was something that was particularly funny though. So this was after I had like kind of given up on the idea on that exploitative thing that I had mentioned not too long ago on the channel. That's it was a pretty rough period, to say the least. Emotionally, there was like a lot of stuff going on during that time, but I had decided to end that project because of just the literal thing of what I was doing. I noticed that wasn't a good thing for me, and just in general it wouldn't have been good, just because of what I'm putting out there, my whole like story and stuff like that. Like, that's just not appropriate, but while I was kind of in a not so good place, a friend of mine reached out and he wanted to like work on something, and I guess as some kind of distraction at the time I said yes, because now I don't really know if I would. I mean, I don't mind helping out on people's stuff. Like, I'm not above that, like if you want to work on something, I've always said before, like, as long as it's in a small capacity where I'm just like handling the camera, where I'm not like having to write anything or act in anything. I mean, I'm a terrible actor, so like I don't want to like do things, that are needed of me, like bigger things that require me to like dive into like stuff. I just, anything mundane, sure, I'm cool with that. And that's exactly, because I think that he initially wanted me to act in it, at least by just perception, just because how he pitched it to me, like it sounded like he wanted me to act in it, because I made it known before, like after he pitched his idea, I was like, hey man, I'm not really in like an acting type mindset, don't really want to do that sort of thing anymore. I didn't really like go into detail, but I just kind of just made it known, like, hey, not really want to do that. So I told him that I'm open to like doing camera work or anything like that, and I did eventually do camera work for him on that project. And the funny story came from the filming. So we were doing something we were at his house. It was like kind of one of those closed off sort of projects, nothing like big, with like multiple cameras, the on location sort of thing. Just students working on a film, classic, sort of filmmaking kind of origin points of that, which is fun. It's like just getting with your friends and doing shit. They actually ended up getting like an actress from like LA or something like that from backstage, I think. So there was that too, but so we were filming a scene on his stairway, and I forget the context, whatever, but my stomach for some reason, just like, I don't know if anyone has this with like their like with, I don't know if it's just with the food or if it's just with your digestive system, depending on just the person. But there are times I actually heard this from my mom. I don't know if it's true. So like, I guess stress can cause your stomach to like start make noises, because I get very shy when I'm around people. Like, I'm not a social butterfly, so I'm not great at like engaging and all that sort of stuff. Like, I can talk, but like it's not really my it's not something that I'm really strong at, at talking and stuff. So or like having like that sort of interactions, it's not really strong with me. But yeah, so I might have been a bit nervous. My mechanism when I'm like nervous is like to make a lot of jokes, and I was kind of being very jokey that day, so that might be what caused what happened next. Because when we were filming and it was meant to be like an intimate scene, my stomach started to make noises, so like you would hear like a roar in the background, like my stomach was just growling, and I wasn't hungry or anything. I even went to the bathroom to like flush out anything that might have like caused the noise, and came back and stomach was still growling, and eventually it was tempered. Eventually it just stopped. I got comfortable with like just, I don't know, whatever, or maybe it was something that I ate. We had like a pizza or something, but I don't ever recall like making like my body like making noises from stuff like that. I don't know, but I was a little heavier back then, so maybe that was something to it. But whatever the case was, my stomach just could not shut up, and eventually it did, and we were about to get a good take, or at least we were about to like go for another take, and what had happened was we had a guy on the mic for sound, because we had me doing camera work, and then we had another guy operating the sound. And what ended up happening was we were going for another take, and we're preparing and all that stuff, and 3, 2, 1, and then you hear in the background this. You hear someone like smacking their lips, like, I don't know what kind of sound it was, but it was very clear, and the timing of it was just perfect. Like, as he just says 3, 2, the director, like my friend, he was just saying 3, 2, 1, right on cue, and we just could not stop laughing after that. I was on the floor. It was just a really funny like type of thing, because it's like you don't expect that kind of stuff to happen, and like that group in general was fun. Like they were cool people, I wish that I was not as nervous and being so jokey, but they were cool. Like it was a nice little group. I might have been a bit much just because like I said, I got nervous, and my way of dealing with it is to get all jokey, and it could get pretty annoying. So, but that was funny. That was really, really funny. Just, that whole thing. I think that he has video of it somewhere, but I think I was recording when it happened. So, but yeah, stuff like that is just fun, and I'm not sure what happened to that particular project. I hope maybe, some time down the line that comes out. I mean, it's a cool idea what he had, so, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I haven't spoken to him in a while. I think I probably scared him off a little bit just because I had pitched that crazy idea, that whole big idea that I was working on, because I was still kind of like trying to justify it afterwards, and now I've like completely cold turkey, like, no, I'm not working on that anymore. So but But yeah, that was a funny little thing. And yeah, so that's gonna be it for me, guys. I gotta go grab something for my brother right now. But if there's any funny incidences that's happened to you guys, not just filming, like it's in general, any funny little stories, just just tell me what tell me your stories, um, and yeah. So like I said, sorry if I seem a little just gotta go, but until then, guys, thank you guys for tuning in, and until then, I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.